Hi everyone, hope you enjoyed that showcase video of my Battle of the Builders Gravity Falls build. You've probably seen most of this map now, but just some little tricks I wanted to point out was the terrain ends here, and then there's a mod that lets you use walls that look like terrain, so you get this kind of cool overhang effect. We've got our Winnipeg reference there. And then what I was kind of going here for the coaster is that, from a distance it looks like it should just sort of continue on somehow, and the drop's a nice little surprise there. And then the main unusual thing that we'll jump over to a second is this wall. So the map had to fit in this little rectangle. So I separately built a huge backdrop and then screenshotted it. We've got some little references in there. You can see it. It kind of lines up nicely. So we'll take a look at that in a second. And what else? Hopefully you noticed our little gnome friends. And we've also got a lot of Freedom 2K usage. This was when that mod was sort of in its heyday. And yeah, probably the one last thing to look at is just how this coaster layout works. So see, it drops down and then it sort of goes hidden in the wall back here and then loops back around. So this is a fun little build, and let's jump over now to that backdrop area. All right, here we are at the overview build that formed that backdrop. It's a little laggy. There's a few too many tree models here that I painfully hand placed, but you can see my reference here. First thing I want to point out is you notice this left side's in shadow, and I really want to get that shadow effect, and so I've actually placed all these rocks way up here, and they're blocking the in-game sun as you get this nice shadow. So that's sort of a fun trick if you can control your viewing angle. And then we've got sort of the highway back there, the train bridge, the tunnel. We've got our little boat that we got a Loch Ness monster, reference to one of the episodes. Then some very shrunken down cars and some little buildings, and then our river, and far too many trees all the way back here. And then I used a image sign with a little cloud texture, and it has this nice curve, so it sort of gives you a nice fall off, and then yeah, nothing back there. And then yeah, we've also got our roads here which transition into the actual map, and you can see I only really built what was needed, so this just drops off. And you can see if we go overview, this car is much smaller than that car, but when you look at it like this, it looks like it's just sort of a perspective trick, which is what we were going after. And then I'd actually built some of the front park first. I put that right here, just so those roads lined up right where we wanted them. So that was a fun and interesting way to approach the space constraints on this challenge. And then let's just jump over to one last map where we see the night Weirdmageddon scene. And here we are in Weirdmageddon. So we've got a few fun changes. The first of which is our evil pyramid there. We've got some flipped over cars, a little possessed water tower. Changed our water to lava, got some monsters. Shout out to Astro for this little Paul Bunyan man, which gives some evil red eyes. And then you can see the skeleton's actually like peep size, so that's how small we shrunk down these cars here. Lots of fire, painted all of our river to run into lava, and then we've got our wacky wild Weirdmageddon rip in the sky, which is from a screenshot of the Gravity Falls show, and also our burning waterfall there. And let's just take a quick look at this at night. Nice and tasty. One trick here is it was a little hard. This has some beautiful glows, and when you take a screenshot and make it an image texture, it doesn't glow at the same intensity. So I tried to up the brightness in the Photoshop editor, so just one thing to watch out for. But yeah, this was a very fun build. Really enjoyed the theme. And I hope you enjoyed this behind the scenes look at my Gravity Falls build for the Battle of the Builders, and that was back in, I think, 2022. Have a good day.